Hey, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel on YouTube. This is the evening of Thursday, December the 15th. This is my final live stream of the week. Be sure to click that subscribe button and then click the bell next to that. Be notified when I go live next. I should go live Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for sure. I live stream. Maybe Sunday night. Just click that bell so you won't miss anything, okay? Back, relax, and we'll back you folks in 15 minutes. Hey, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Channel. This is the evening of Thursday, December the 15th. As I said before, this will be the final stream of the week. I may be back. The best way to keep up to date is to click that bell button next to the subscribe button. Be notified whenever I upload a video or I go live. Okay, but the general schedule is Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's U.S. Eastern Time, New York time if you're outside the country. And let's get on with tonight's show. Tonight we're going to start by looking at a video that has to do with how to import large large data files into Python. In this case, the file's about 8 or 9 gigabytes. Let's go. We won't actually watch the video. I'll just show you the video for yourselves if you're interested in Python type stuff. And here it is: how to work with big data files, 5 gigabyte plus. So that's where we start tonight, and we'll start with our programming. Now, our program is what you have to understand does everything in memory. All right, very important to understand. So you can't load 9 gigabytes of data into 8 gigabytes of uh, of memory. You may not even be able to load it into 10 gigabytes of memory, but we'll see. Okay, but I did download the data, and that is it right here. You can see this is like 2 gigabytes. Maybe that's not right either. But let's just extract this. Well, this says 13 gigabytes of memory.
Find out why critics are saying you've never seen anything like Avatar: The Way of Water.
Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we're going to quickly walk.
Let's just create a Trek project in R. I also suggest using the projects or GitHub to manage all your projects. Okay. New directory, project. Of course, it's going to take a few minutes to to unzip that file. Okay, so here we are. You know the drill. We're probably going to start out with our markdown file. E-commerce. Is that right? And while it's unloading, we'll go over here and we'll just. Now, my guess is I'd be shocked if read underscore CBS uh, didn't have a chunk function part of its read underscore CSV. You know the drill. Let's just load a few libraries. Duplicate. Okay. Get rid of all this. Let's title this bigger data. Hey Raghu, man, how you doing today, friend? Thanks for stopping by again. I appreciate your time. I'm looking at a what time? What are you in India? I can't remember where you said you're actually at. Okay, yeah. So what time is it in India? Because it's like 8:20 p.m. here in my part of the U.S. in eastern U.S. I can't remember. Are you actually in the UK? 6:30 a.m. Okay, good. So what we'll start with now. We're going to start with this video right here, which is how to work with big data files in Python and Pandas. Uh, the file's almost done. The file's done. So is it Friday morning there? What day is it? What day is it? So here's our data. So this is 2.8 gigabytes. Okay, which isn't really the same as 5 plus. So we'll come over here. We'll keep it simple. Just call it DF. Now the question will I think he just did November. Maybe because this file isn't 2 gigabytes plus. It's only two. It's only 2 gigabytes, not 5 plus. All right. And so he talks about how to use the chunk function, part of your read statement of read underscore CSV and pandas, which you can say break it break that import up into like a million row chunks or whatever size line chunks you want. Then you work with it that way. But the question is, how long is it going to take to actually import this data into what items remaining? Okay, now it's saying it's 8.38 gigabytes. Huh. All right. Well, if you're talking about Facebook, you want to go to see what's going on here. I can't do anything. My whole system's is tied up with that file copy there. So what you can do, you can also go search for friends, okay, and you can search for David Jackson, okay, David Jackson, Ohio. That could be me, and here I am, okay. That's me. So to just search for David, you could go to Facebook, search for David Jackson, Ohio, and look for the one with the Lachelle next to it. Okay. So we're gonna try this, and but if you want to send me a message, all you got to do is just open up the message app and type in my handle. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna do it this way first. See if we can see that what we can do in an R with this file. Then we're going to go back and do the same thing in Excel and in Power BI using Power Query to import all that data in there. Okay. Not really sure how many rows of data there are on this, but if it's over 8.8 gigabytes, well, that's pretty doggone big. But this is a pretty decent file. I will say, in terms of Excel, the most number of rows of data I've imported into Power Query was like 366 million rows. Not directly into Excel. You have to go into Power Query and sometimes even Data Manager. And you could probably do the same thing. We're going to find it. We could probably do the same thing in Power BI also. Maybe even who knows? Maybe even Tabula. I don't know. I'm not sure how Tabula works with large chunks of data. Let's do this. Let's just do a little data cleaning. There's that. Janitor does a lot of really cool things. As you can see, it'll fix column names. If the column has two words in it, It'll put it deletes janitor. When I say clean names, janitor takes all the column names, reduces them to lowercase, and then adds a hyphen or a dash underscore between two, because the column contains two words. It can also remove empty columns and empty rows. Okay. Remove empty. Okay. Remove empty equals. Okay, good. So this gives us our, it's all finished. Oh, good. So there you go. So it's 8.7 gigabytes, and the second file is 5.3 gigabytes. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if we can actually import this in without too much trouble. All right. 820. That's how long it takes to actually import. So if you have a column that has no data, has nothing but NAs in it, it'll remove that column. If you have rows that have nothing but NAs in it, it'll remove those rows also. So sometimes that can make a huge difference. Well, like I said, there should be a chunk option. Yeah, so this could take a while. Let's come back over here. Let's look at something else. Kaggle. Now, Kaggle actually has some classes. I'll have to take a short course, browse inspiring data, learn to compete on Kaggle. Let's get started here. Beginner, intro to machine learning. So I don't know if you're familiar with Kaggle or not, but Kaggle is a data science competition website. They do a lot with machine learning and stuff, that type of contest. Uh, Sometimes the contests actually have prize money associated with them. But the thing you might be interested in is that you can actually put your own code up here, your own code and your own data. Okay, so I come over here, and so you can come over here and you can create your own notebooks. All right, and you can use either Python or R, whichever one you want to learn. Okay, because here's one I started with sentiment analysis using Python and pandas and SN Scrape. But as you saw over here, you actually have courses. Intro to program, machine learning, pandas. This is all a good thing. Data visualizations, intro to SQL. Okay. Of course, maybe you want to start with pandas. Beginning course, 4 hours. Creating, reading, and writing, indexing, selecting, assigning. How's our, okay, so it's been trying to load for what, like 2 minutes now? Tutorial. See what this class, creating, reading, and writing. You can't work with data if you can't read it. There you go. Introduction. In this micro course, you'll learn all about pandas, the most popular Python library for data analysis. Along the way, you'll complete several hands-on exercises with real-world data. We recommend that you work on the exercises while reading the corresponding tutorials. To get started with the first exercise, go here. So it took us over here to a notebook, a Python notebook. And you can see they got a whole bunch of stuff here, don't they? Okay, yeah. The first step in most data analytics projects is reading the data file. In this exercise, you create series and data frame objects, both by hand and by reading data files. Run the code below, load the libraries. Okay, what's your Facebook handle? And so what's your Facebook name? Is that you, the Indian economist and former governor? Is that you? Are you a former governor? Let's see if I can send you a message. Open up your Facebook Messenger. Oh, type a message. Are one of these people here you? Is this you down here, the Ragu Ram? Is that you? Yeah, this could take a while to load. It's one of those things that sounds really good when you first think about Are you a software engineer at Google? Or is this you? Or is uh, HUR? Or is this one here you? Which one is you? Or is it this one here? Yeah, the trouble is there's several people out there who have a name very similar to yours. And that can take a while. That can take a while to load and make gigabytes in there. Find friends. How do I find friends? Yeah, this is going to take a while to load up. It's going to take a while to load 8 gigabytes of data into R. Let's do this. Mm-hmm. Let's see what this says.
In two ways, as a native native RDS file and as a CSV file. And just showing you the difference, you can see it here in the bottom right in the files pane. The RDS file is stored much more efficiently at 6.6 megabytes compared to 29.8 megabytes for the CSV file. So here the recommendation is avoid the CSV format if possible and
Good evening. So tonight I am discussing shortly, this is going to be a short video, I hope. I'm going to discuss the current development version of the Reader package. So Reader will soon, I don't know exactly when, but soon be updated to version 2. And it's going to use Vroom, which is another package from our studio, under the hood. So what this means is that now Reader will read data much faster because, again, it's based on Vroom. So if you've tried Vroom before, it reads in data very, very fast, much faster than any other package. Maybe not data table. Well, I don't know. I think some benchmarks show that Vroom is faster, but I guess it might depend maybe on the data and maybe on some options that you can tweak. But basically, both Vroom and data table are probably the fastest packages that you can use to read in rectangular data. So, Reader 2.0, which is still in development, will be released and will be based on Vroom. And what Vroom does is that it actually doesn't really read in the data, but it reads in the data lazily, meaning that it first indexes your data and then only reads in what you need to, whenever you need to perform a computation, it reads in what it needs to perform that computation. So if you don't need to compute over the whole file, this works very well because then it will just read in the data that you actually need. So for example, I have read my this data, enwiki.txt, which is a text file. So it's not a CSV file. It's a text file that weighs 13 gigabytes. So readlines is a function that is included in Reader. This version now is based on, or rather it uses Vroom under the hood. So what happens here is that it doesn't actually really load that data into memory. And actually I could also maybe show you my RAM usage. So as I said, this is a 13 gigabyte file. And you see that my memory is at 3 gigabytes out of almost 16, right? So that's pretty cool. It's a file that has almost 60 million lines. So this is the English Wikipedia. Well, a part of it. It's not the whole thing. It's a part of it. So this is a head of the file. So we have something with, well, that guy is everywhere. So we have the head of the file, which starts with anarchism. That's the first article. It read in this 13 gigs. Well, it indexed this 13 gigs in 2 minutes. Okay, almost 3 or 2.5 minutes. And now, if I need just a head, well, Reader, or readlines in this case, will just, will just, if I do let's do the tail. So the tail works the same way. So a tail will only load the last lines. Okay, it won't read in the whole file to just get to this. If you don't use Reader 2.0, if you use the base readlines, okay, if you use readlines, which is the base function, this will load in all the data in memory at once. So this will use up all your RAM, or even if the file fits in memory, what can happen is you're reading the file, And as soon as you start computing on it, you will at that point run out of memory, because all these functions that will compute over it will also require memory, and you probably won't have enough unless you're on a huge
Yeah, this could
workstation.
probably take a while.
So now let's imagine that I want to do something like this. So let me just uncomment this, and let me maybe add a head. So I will run these lines here, these lines below. I will run them only on the head, so on the first 6 lines. So this is going to work without much issue. Okay, so if I go on let frex, what I want to see is the frequency of each character. So not just letters, but each character. I'm doing this for another project, so I just need to know how often each character comes up, and I want to do that for several languages. So this now is for English, but I will do that for other languages as well. And
I don't know. I'm not really a Python guy, but thanks for stopping by anyway. I do appreciate your question. Uh, I mean, uh, just go search on YouTube for like Python GUI design or something like that. Okay, yeah, lots and lots of videos on YouTube that explain how to make GUIs and stuff like that with Python. Yeah. Sorry, I can't help you with that, friend. Oh no, look what happened here. Let's see. And there it is, 6 million rows. That took about I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes to load in there, but it is in there, and that's what really matters, right? That's all that matters. It's in there. Now we could have done it with chunks or something like that, I suppose, but okay. So we finally got our data loaded. Okay, let's see if we can look at a head. I forget how to do a head. Let's see. Okay, so here we can see the head of our data here. Okay, all right. event time. Okay, so we want to try to first of all convert the event time to just a straight date. Event time. Oh man. Oh no. This isn't good. Delete it. Delete. I knew I should have tried to create a separate column. So we got two choices. We can kind of muddle our way through, not really accomplish anything. Product ID, event view, uh, category code. Oh man. So because I couldn't find any formats for the data, just deleted them all. So that means we got two choices. We can either uh, do I have okay. Let's try something a little funnier. Okay, that's no, it's f read. So we're going to try this. We're going to try this time to use a different reading program called Data Table, which is supposedly a lot faster than R and the base R, probably even. See, that's why if you're doing something like this, it could possibly ruin your data. You should create a new column with it in there. Okay, I should have created one called like date or something like that. But instead, I just left it as it is. Uh, 8:57. Let's see how if this is any smarter, any quicker here. Oh, good. That's not. We do have a progress bar down here. So about 3 minutes so far. Because data table, which is read is from, is supposedly really fast because it was written in C or C++. Let's see here. We're making very slow progress here, aren't we? What to do with those dates? We could certainly use a substring function just to pull the dates out, leave everything else behind. Let's see. I'll be right back. We'll get me something to drink. Hmm. Holy smoke. Uh-oh, this isn't good. I wonder if it crashed and burned on us here. Huh. I wonder if this thing like crashed and burned on us or something like that. I wonder if it didn't crash and burn. because it's already executing code. Okay, maybe this isn't quite as fast as I thought it was. Okay. I didn't work quite as expected. Let's try something else. Okay. Let's go to Pam. Let's see if we can actually import this stuff. So let's see how long it takes us to import it into Excel through Power Query, shall we? Let's see if this will work. Check times, date, place current. Oh man, that's not good. So what we need to do is, I don't know. Let's insert a column. Split by number of cases, 4, 4, 10. Number of characters, 10. Once as far as the left as possible. Okay, good. How was that? Now, I hate to say it, but this sure looks a lot faster than trying to pull it into our programming, doesn't it? We can drop that. Remove. Let's see. Get rid of that. I'm not sure we need. Oh, we don't. We're missing some people down there, aren't we? Category ID. Don't know anything about that. Let's remove that. Okay. How come? Does that mean it doesn't have a brand, or it's supposed to continue on the way down? Hey, hey, fish and chips! It's been a while, friend. How you doing? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Okay, let's take a look at something here. Let's count the rows. What have you been up to? Yes, indeed, my friend. I'm just looking at trying to do a little work with a file contains about 7 or 8 million rows. Catching up with Python. What have you been doing? I've actually been dabbling in Python a little bit myself. Nothing too serious, mind, just a little bit. So we have 6.7 million rows here. Let's look at this. Let's do a transform. Let's do a group by event type count of rows. So let's just see what we got in terms of machine learning more. Okay, that sounds pretty exciting. This is supposedly some e-commerce data. There's this guy on YouTube who had a video uh, about how to import large data files into Python. So I thought I would just try it and first in R and then in uh, now Excel. So you can see. So I was able to import the data in through Power Query. But as you can see, I'm trying to do a count by event type, and it's taken a little bit to do that because it's quite a bit of data. 6 million rows, yeah, something like that. Uh, I was actually able to load it in R, but it took like 15 minutes to do it. So we obviously can't import this as a table into R or into Excel. So what to do it as a connection instead. Well, I don't know about a new laptop or not. Normally the day I use it isn't nearly this big. This was like a challenge I decided to do. Uh, I got 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's plenty for what most of the do most of the time. That is taking a little bit, isn't it? Oh, I gotta. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, you can't convince your boss that you lose anything else, right? Not even Power BI. Okay, there you go. There you go. I wonder if this would work quicker in. Okay, here we go. Good. So it took a minute or two, but here, but it takes a bit of negotiation. So you can see we had what about 6.3 million views. What about 300? What maybe three? Maybe I don't know. Maybe what 300,000, 302,000 purchases. All right. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. We have a price, right? So let's come back over to home. Load, load to. Now this is way too much data here to actually load it all into Excel. So we're going to use only create connection. I wonder how this is going to work with pivot table. Hmm. Well, this says there's more than 10 million rows. Huh. We can still use pivot tables, but it may be a little slow even with pivot table. Such fun, yeah, really. So I wonder if Power BI would be any faster. So what have you been doing with machine learning here? We got a little time on our hands. So what have you been working on with machine learning? Ending healthcare costs for a group client based on. That sounds kind of interesting. Hmm. Right. Okay. So is this just like a project, or is this actually part of your job? You're doing this now. 24,000 rows loaded so far. 24 million rows loaded so far. Uh, Now, is this part of your job, or just something you're doing? You're just doing for fun? Oh, very nice. Looks like good resume material to me. In August, and you're still working on it. What? Was it yet? Look, load some data, do some data clean, do some quick data visualizations, and then that way you show what you're actually working on. Remember, you got to do the data wrangling and some quick data visualizations firsthand. 30 million rows. This could take a while. No, the most rows of data I've ever imported into Excel was 366 million rows. Collecting data is the trouble. So is this like in-house data, or is it outside, or what's the situation? 35 million rows. So you see, you can do this with see, see, you don't have access to your own data. What you want to do, you want to put a request in. You got to decide what data you need, and then put in a request to your database developer or your whoever does your database program. Have them just pull the data out for you. $42 million rows. Oh, geez. Well, can't your boss help you with this? Can you have your boss go to their boss and say, "Look, my man needs this data." You have to go over their head. My order has shipped. Nice. So since I saw you last, I went on a diet. Yeah, it's a fairly popular plan here in the U.S. It's called Nutrisystem, and I've lost like 8 pounds over the last 3 weeks or something like that. And then I decided that I need to do some more fitness. So when I got me a set of resist exercise bands, like big rubber bands to do exercises with. But we'll see what happens. I got plenty of time. I got another month to go on the diet, so we'll see what happens at the end of that time. Yeah, but anyway, 53 million rows of data. We could be here a while. Yeah, but there shouldn't be 53 million rows. That doesn't make any sense. That's very observing. What I'm actually using a product called Mio. I don't know if you have Mio with it or not, but it's a water flavoring, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. Okay, and I probably drink 2 or 3 bottles of this stuff a day. Like you said, I rarely have coffee anymore. I don't have pop, so I replace coffee and pop with Mio and water. 58 million rows and counting. Let's see something. So what do you at work? At work, do you use soda? Hmm. That basically leaves you with plain water, doesn't it? Or milk or water, or Mio. Like Mio, no sugar added, so it's 0 calories. Okay. So at work, do you use a PC or a Mac? Oh, it's unfortunate. I don't know what I was doing. Okay. Gaming one. Let's see how we're doing over here. 67 million rows. There can't be that many rows there. Okay. Yeah, it does. We're getting close. We're up to 67 million rows. We're getting close to the end here. Okay. If you have R programming on your computer, on your Windows box, you install what's called R tools. R tools contains a bunch of Unix type utilities, and one of them is called WC, which stands for word count. Okay. When I did WC-L, it said, give me a count of the lines in the file. And it says 67 plus million rows. So we should be getting close. I'll be right back. All right, there. Oh, it's close. Oh man, it's close. We're close to getting done here. Yeah, it is almost done. I think is it getting the final wrap up. we're getting really close now. Because we're not increasing any rows. Creating, oh, it's done. It's done. Indeed. Okay. The notebook data model. Interesting. So the question now is how do we actually get some? Yeah, 67 million, which is what my line count returned. Yeah. Okay. Data. Oh, where is our? Let's see. Recent sources. Okay. So this should be us right here. Man, we don't want to do that. How do we get there? There we go. Let's do a pivot table now. Let's do a count of rows. Okay. And of course, let's convert this into a table if we can. I guess not. Okay, it's a pivot table. Never mind. Okay, now let's do a plot. Insert. What type of plot do you recommend here? Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. Seem to have a big spike here in the middle, sometime between November 2019 and November 2017. Now, November 2011, say, to about the 17th. That's sort of interesting. Not sure what that means, but so here we go. Let's do another one then. Data, existing connection. Yeah, something like that. Pivot table report. We can now do date. Oh, product type. Let's look at. Okay. This appears to be just that's of course it's only November's number. That's what the file said. Uh, and here you go. All right. So let's save this. Okay, let's do a browse. Probably not spelling that right, but okay. So that takes care of part one, I think. How big a file is this going to be? Well, this file is pretty large. The Excel file is 391 megabytes. That's a fairly large. That's a fairly large file. Okay. So we'll see how we'll see how Power BI does with this. Let's get some data here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, so let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's do a split again on positions. Let's just say 0 to 11. How's that? Apply changes. It could take a bit to load these changes in here also on Power BI. You send me a friend request on Facebook. Is that you? So the obvious question is, how do we get this stuff into our programming now? Yeah, but it took me 62 years to reach this point. Yeah. Oh, good. We're close. Oh, we're up to 1 gigabyte now. Yeah, yeah. The other thing I've been looking at is a Python package called SN Scrapes, and it's a web scraper program, but it's really easy to use, and you can use it to scrape tweets, either for a hashtag or for a username. And the thing about it is, it doesn't require any authentication, whatever, no keys or anything like that at all, and you can generally pull down about 10,000 tweets. Uh, yeah, yeah, similar thing, but uh, but yeah. But if you're looking to scrape like tweets or something like that, SN Scrapes is pretty sweet. I mean, because I wanted to do some analysis of Elon Musk's tweets. Hmm. Oh, I don't know. He's cleaning the house of Twitter. He also sold a bunch of his Telsa stock also, I guess. Okay, 2.6 gigabytes. Let's just take a look and see if he's posted anything here recently. Elon Musk. I love Barbara Streisand. Lots of laugh. Elon Musk is pretty well. Elon Musk, I think, is normally described as being a libertarian, but I mean, he's a big free speech advocate. I mean, when he says free speech, he means free speech. Okay, and of course, Barbara Streisand is a flaming liberal. So the fact he says lots of laugh, I have a hunch that he may not, he could, he could like her singing, he could like her voice and her acting. He just doesn't care for her politics. So far, I've been able to confirm about half the accounts suspended posted links to the Jet Tracker thing in violation of new doxing policy. Unclear just about the rest, but I think it's safe to say that the rule is for real. So this could be talking about tracking Elon Musk's personal jet or something like that. Oh, account suspended. Dag on it already. Some doxing rules apply to journalists as everybody else. Same. I'm not sure what doxing means, but last night, car carrying Little XNA was followed by a crazy stalker, thinking it was me, and later blocked the car from moving and climbing onto the hill. Legal action is being taken against Sweeney, an organization. Who's Sweeney? Who supported harm to my family. Now, this is interesting. Anyone recognize this the person in this car? Huh. I don't know what doxing is. Let's see. Doxing is revealing and publicizing records of an individual which were previously private and difficult to obtain. The term dox derives from the slang dropping box, which, according to a contributor to Wired, Matt Hohen, was an old school revenge tactic that emerged from the hacker culture. Okay, so that's what it is. He's referring to that the people were revealing his personal jet track on a tracker, among other things. But you have to understand in America that the liberals are a bunch of nutcases. Okay, of course the far right isn't much better than the far left, but the far left is completely out of control. So the so the so the so the left went crazy when Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter. And he just reached about and he's releasing a bunch of documents that has to do with Twitter's operation for the last few years, including information about how they banned President Trump, shadow banned him, how they or they demoted it, and then the other people, other conservative commentators, they demoted their tweets and stuff like that. But he made us go out and buy that site that's doing that illegal tracking because he's saying it's illegal to expose private information publicly, but the left doesn't care about the law. The left has no interest in the rule of law in America anymore. Yeah, it is. This should be done here in a moment. I remember programming it out. The DAX, what the DAX or M language, what it's called. I'm not real big on that. I read a couple of chapters of a book, but we'll be done in a couple minutes. And all we want to do is a couple little visualizations, right? Now, my guess is if this is really on the job, we would load it in some type of database and do some aggregate functions in the database to reduce the data set down, and then export the aggregate data sets. You have to have a really nice fast computer with lots of RAM in it to really get this done in any amount of time. Mhm. Probably not a good idea to try to import this into Excel right off the bat, or into we could of course try to import it into SQL Server 2019 or something like that, but just for the fun of it. Mhm. I think we're getting close here now. All we want to do is a couple quick visualizations here, you know. Mhm. We're getting close here now. So what's the news from your side of the pond? Mhm. Getting close now. Yeah, that's one heck of a business. If you have what was it, 60 transactions in a month, 60 million transactions a month. That's a lot of business. Hey, don't say Twitter now. Don't say Twitter. Not anymore. You know, the the right got all worked up with joy and happiness when Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter. Of course, my question is, how long is it going to take for them to turn their back on Elon Musk? Because yes, it is. That's exactly what it's called. And in Python, there's what's called Natural Language Toolkit (NLTK). If you're doing it in Python, if you're doing it in R, you can use tidy text. You see, oh, I've also been looking at Fortran. Let's see some here. Survey David Stallion. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Oh, add to queue.
So, this was supposed to be another meeting.
Oh, gosh.
But we opened a
Miro board instead. Yes.
all our work.
So here's
Ideas and
here's
feedback.
From the
Medallion
whole team,
Stallion's
all in one place.
work with
We can access it from
NLTK
anywhere.
sentiment analysis.
Real time or anytime.
Even if you're working from here.
How many of you are still friends with someone you knew in high school? Uh-oh. Uh, I don't think I'm friends with anybody I knew in high school. We're getting close now. We're up to 8.3 gigabytes. Yeah, you need to right click and then say open the new tab. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I wonder how easy it's going to be to import it into like SQL Server 2019. That's an interesting question. hopefully, if we were on the job, we'd say, what we want is sales by day. What we want is, is quantity by day or whatever, sales by category. That's what we want. And then someone would run a query for us on the back end that give us the 6 month worth of aggregate data we need. Uh, okay, we're getting close now. Looks like it's stuck at 8.39 gigabytes. Of course, if you're working in Python, what you could do is you could go and create and import the data into a SQLite database, create some views on the back end, and then you can use Python and pandas to connect to the database. That'd be the smart way to do it. So it must be wrapping things up because it's not moving past 8.39 gigabytes yet. Yeah, I would say the database method really is the way to go. It's nice to do chunks and stuff like that, but you know what? That's not really the solution because you're still trying to import the data into your database.
Imagine what would happen if every person in the United States suddenly visited your website. Would it crash? Not if you built your site on Wix. When you create a site on Wix, your site runs on the exact same infrastructure as
quickly walk through how you load in.
Hmm. Oh, wait a second. This could be good news. There it is. There it is. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just do a chart like this. And let's come over here. Don't know why that says 1. So that's on the x-axis. And that's pretty much what we saw on the other side, right? So let's come back over here. Do a second one. Again, the date and time. And so whether we're looking at time or whether we're looking at time or dollar and sales, we got this huge spike here for some odd reason. You know, it's not Christmas time because let's go over here. We must have had a big sale that somebody didn't know about. Sunday, November 17th. Look at this, 1.8 million in sales. That doesn't sound right to me. But anyway, okay, let's save this. This is going to take a minute to save also. Is it all done? Let's see how big this file is. 825 megabytes. It's probably going to be a problem with trying to. It's probably going to have trouble attaching that to an email. I'm guessing. Okay. Okay. So let's go over here now. So now we got our SQL database, SQLite database. Let's see if we can import all this data in here. And there we go. Now, one interesting about SQLite is from this DB browser screen, we could also highlight both things, and it would import and combine the two tables. But let's don't get too crazy here, okay? Mark the time, 10:26. Let's see how long it takes us to import this. The one thing about SQLite is it doesn't actually have a date or a time field type. So that event time, it's going to be stored as a character. What do you think? You think it's quicker to import this stuff into a SQLite database? Now, SQL Server Lite is a little different than than regular database. Well, this certainly seems to be faster than trying to import it into either Excel, Power BI, or even R. All right, let's just write changes out there. Just determining the row count. So how do we let's create table as. Hmm. This is kind of interesting, isn't it? Yep, 67 million rows, and there we have it. So the question is, why are some of these things missing? Does that mean this is actually computers? Does this flow on down to here? Is that what that means? Okay, so let's just do something really quickie here, shall we? Event time. Hmm. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's abort the operation. Let's abort the operation there. Database structure. Hmm. 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 Let's just try this one more time. Hmm. Well, that's not quite what we're looking for. We may have to use a string function. So let's try this. Let's do substring. Start at 1 and go to 10. How's that? That's date. I wonder if we could do this. You know, it sure was a heck of a lot faster to import this data into SQL Silverlight than it wasn't anything else. What we want to do is maybe nothing. Okay. So we're going to create a table by day. Now we could do an alter table or an update, okay? Now we can do it. I'll be right back. I'll go to the restroom again. Yeah, this could take a while. Let's do something else first. Let's go back in here and let's fix the date column. The question is, how big is this database? So the database is about 8 gigabytes. Now, of course, the other thing we could do is it should help a little bit is we could index the date column once we get it fixed. Next, to make all of our queries run faster. Hope it also doesn't corrupt the database. We're okay. All right. So we're going to come back over here. Mhm. There we go. Hmm. That sure was an awful lot of cells. Let's see. Anyway, okay, now we're going to try to update. Is it update table or just update table name? All right, so we're going to do update set time equals. So if this works, this we'll wind up with a nice little date column uh, instead of the date time. Next, this site is called, I may have mentioned to you before, but it's worth repeating again. This site's called techontheweb.com. If you're working with databases, this is really a good site to have. I mean, this is all kinds of information here. Create index name on table. Mhm. You'll come over here. So is this actually going to work? It takes a while to make changes to, what is it, 60 million rows? Mhm. 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 So the big question is how much difference is an index going to make if you're not using the indexed column? It should make a pretty noticeable difference if we're doing like a count by day or something like that. Counting the rows. So did our update statement work? Let's see. Yes, it did. So now we got, of course, this is a date column, right? Uh, Again, this is a text column, even though it looks like a day, it's actually a text column. So we got that. What happens if we come up here? We have a trim function. It's thinking. Well, the only problem with SQLite is you can't connect to it through like Excel or Power BI, as far as I know. And it is small and it's fast and it's built in. It's actually uh, Python has SQLite support actually built into it, as you may know. I could have just done the trim without all this stuff here, right? Not doing the group by stuff. That was pretty quick. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by, Mark. We'll catch you soon, okay? I'll probably be back on Sunday evening, if not Sunday evening, Monday, okay? And thanks so much. I appreciate your time, friend. There you go. Let's get rid of all this stuff up here. Get rid of this. Hmm, interesting. Okay. So let's just do a count. Let's see if this works. Let's just see if we can do this.
Why you always in the mood? Fuck around like I'm brand new. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but try to play cool. Baby.
Hello, this is Mike Lyman from Mind When Blowing, and today we're going to show you how to import into SQLite an Excel spreadsheet. So this has to do with the investment strategy game that we're working on in our Flash Builder users group.
I'm your host, Sean McKenzie. Thank you for joining me once again on my channel on data engineering. In this episode, we're going back to our Python playlist, and we're going to take a journey from Excel to SQLite and back again to show just how easy it is to move data back and forth between Excel and SQLite, where you can do some really big transformations and have some really great ETL work that you can do there before you output your data back into Excel for readability and other things. Let's get to it. Okay, so a round trip from Excel to SQLite today, going into SQLite and then back out to Excel again in a transformed state. And you can see this is an Excel file.
I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to call this a night. Thanks so much, Mark, for stopping by, and also Raghu stop by next time. Anytime I'm online, be sure to stop by and say hi. You can also reach me on Facebook. But thanks so much for stopping by, folks. Time to call us a night.